All right, hi everybody. Welcome. I am so excited to be sharing comparisons for the Sunset palette. This releases on October 15th, but I believe that some people have been able to find it on Zoya's website because a couple people told me they already bought it. So if you want to go be a little sleuthy, you might be able to find it. But I am so excited to share these polishes with you. There are 5 in the collection. The 6th here is a lip gloss, which I can show you, just in the camera at the end if you want. But yeah, there are 5 in this collection. We're going to start lightest and go to darkest. I am wearing Teddy on this hand. It's a little bit abused because I've been doing some swatching on my other hand, but excited to show you this first one. So we're going to start with the yellow in this collection. This is Honey, and I think this is one that a lot of us are so excited to see from Zoya. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, I think a lot of us who have been following Zoya for a while are very excited to see this because it is just such a lovely, lovely yellow, and there aren't a lot of yellows from Zoya. Hi everyone, hi. Okay, it is coming off on camera a little bit more yellow. It has a little bit more orange in it. Let me see if I can adjust and make it a little bit better. Oh yes, okay, that looks a little bit more accurate to me on my side. So I think that's better. Yeah, okay, perfect. It does have this kind of golden hue to it. And I asked for what comparisons y'all wanted to see. A lot of people asked for the other yellows from Zoya, so I can show you those, but I wanted to show you the ones that I actually think are closest, because this one has a lot of this. It's not a bright yellow. It's got a lot of fall in it. It's a very nice kind of muted yellow. The one that I think it's closest to in my collection is Here Comes the Sun from Orly's spring collection, I think this was. Honey looks a little bit more yellow, but I think Here Comes the Sun is the closest. And then I also have Cert Colors Urbanized, which looks pretty close. Again, it's probably closer to Here Comes the Sun. Honey, the Zoya, looks a little bit more yellow, but I'm going to show you my yellow swatch sticks just so you can see how it compares. They are super different. The other yellows from Zoya, there's just not that many of them, so I'm glad to have a new one. Okay, I have Darcy and Pippa here, and I'm going to pull them in here. Let's see. Here we go. How will be helpful? Okay, so here's Darcy and Pippa. They are kind of classic yellows. Darcy has a little bit more of that kind of goldenrod color, and Pippa's more of like the sunshine yellow. I do think these two are really nice. Darcy, I think, has a slightly better formula than Pippa, but you can see Honey just has such a different undertone to it. It's not a bright yellow. It is a muted out kind of soft yellow. Oh boy, sorry about the focus here. Here we go. So I'm actually not going to swatch these two on the nails because I just think that they are literally different colors. But did want to show you it swatched next to these ones. And then a couple people asked to see how this one compared to some other kind of like more mustardy shades. So of course I pulled out my 2 favorite mustards, which are the 2 from my brand. So I'm going to show you next to Hayride and Sienna, and so you can just see what a warm kind of golden, it reminds me of like yellow mustard. Like it's that, kind of French's warm yellow. It's not this like brown Dijon caramel color. So I really think this one is pretty, unique in Zoya's collection, unique this fall at least, but I do want to show you it compared to these two because I think it's kind of close to Urbanized and pretty close to Here Comes the Sun. So very excited about that. I am putting on base coat today. I'm putting on the Naked base, which I don't usually love, but I like using it for swatching. This one is just not my favorite for, for everyday use, but that's okay. Yeah, it's so warm. It's really lovely. I'm just so glad that we have this polish from Zoya because I feel like they needed a fall yellow because they really didn't have one at all. So I think this collection has some really cool colors in it that I'm very excited about. Okay, and I am going to show you these with the regular Zoya brush. I do think that you can get some of the Z wide brushes as part of this set, but I'm going to show you it with just the brush that it comes with, just in case you want to just grab the polish and you don't have the brush. So I'm going to do Zoya Honey on my middle finger here of these three so that it's easier to compare. And I just think it's so warm and golden. It's so beautiful. And to me, it's a very fall yellow, but it's still, you know, bright and warm. And this is my first time trying it, and it has a pretty good formula. These fall yellows tend to be a little bit better than their kind of brighter counterparts. So yeah, this one I think is nice. Yeah, it's so warm. It's so lovely. And then I'm going to show you the circ on my pointer finger here. So this is going to be Urbanized. Oh, my Urbanized is... There we go. I haven't worn Urbanized, I don't think ever, as a full manicure. These are not colors that I gravitate towards. I like them to be a little bit more brown, my fall yellows, but I do think they're pretty. Oh, and I got a little bit of cleanup here. Okay, so that is Urbanized next to Honey, and I'm just gonna say I think Urbanized looks a little bit less warm, a little bit more kind of green in it, maybe. Honey is so cute, I agree. It's a really sweet name and just like so perfect for this color, I think. Okay, Here Comes the Sun. And I'm curious, I really thought these were gonna be super close, but this one looks actually like it might be a little more yellow. All right, it might be a little more yellow. I might be mistaken here. All three of these have pretty good formulas, so I'm gonna do a second coat of Honey in the middle here. See if maybe the color deepens. It looks like one that might deepen on 2 coats. No, not too bad. Okay, so that's 2 coats of Honey. This one has a really nice formula. Actually, that was super easy to apply. Really lovely. So that's Honey in the center. It's looking, yeah, pretty different from Urbanized at least, which is here on this first finger. Urbanized definitely is pulling a little bit more of that green undertone, which makes sense given its, you know, lovely fall mustardy color. So Urbanized is definitely the most different here. And then let's see how Here Comes the Sun goes. Yeah, Here Comes the Sun is a little bit brighter. It's a little bit warmer, maybe. Your least favorite to wear in the whole world. Yeah, they're certainly an acquired taste. I do like Honey. I think the best out of all of these. It has the least amount of green in it. So I think Honey's pretty nice. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is Honey compared to Urbanized and Here Comes the Sun from Orly. So that's Honey. I hope that for those of you who like these colors, you're excited because it's definitely unique in Zoya's collection. For sure, for sure. The next 2 that we have are the 2 kind of orangey colors in this collection. Oh, these colors. I love these colors. All about these colors. All about them. This one is Jackie, and this one is Corey. So Corey's a bit more orange, kind of that like terracotta brick orange color, and then Jackie is this kind of like red, fiery, still orange I would call it, but it's like an orange brown. And I have a lot of things to compare for this, but I don't have any dupes, so let me show you. I'm going to show you by brand. So some people wanted to see these compared to other Zoya oranges. So I pulled out Arizona, but I mean, there's just no, they're totally different. They're not even close, but helpful to see how, you know, brick orange and red orange. These two are, again, Jackie and Corey. And then I have a bunch from Cirque colors that people asked me about. So I have Red Hook, which is, you know, definitely in this kind of brick family, but is a lot more muted, a lot more brown, a lot more red, very pretty. And then I have Bowery, which I think people thought was going to be closer to Corey. But to me, it's a little bit more clay, a little bit more terracotta. It doesn't quite have the same vibe as these. And then similarly, I have Brownstone, which is again a bit more brown, not quite orange enough. And all three of these Cirques, Red Hook, Brownstone, and Bowery, they're all just not bright enough. They're not vibrant enough. They're a little bit too kind of muted and have a lot of brown in them. So they're very, very beautiful colors. Do I need all three of these? Honestly, probably not. But, you know, I'm glad that I have them. So I hope that was helpful. And then, okay, I have some Orleys. I have a lot of polishes here, y'all. People had a lot of questions about these ones. This is Orly in the Groove. This came out maybe last year or 2 years ago, and I have comparisons up for this one. So if you're curious how it compares to some of the Cirques that I just showed, I did show that in that video. And then a couple people asked about Bird of Paradise, which was Orly's fall orange. This fall palette from Orly was all over the place. This one is super bright and vibrant. So again, not really any dupes here. The other one that I have is from Palette Polish. I told you I have a lot of these. This is Paprika. It's a little bit too red here. So these ones, I like them a lot. I think they're beautiful. And then I have from Olive Polish, I have Patterson. And I think folks were specifically curious about Patterson compared to my friend Jackie here. And they're definitely related, but Jackie is a bit deeper, I would say. Yeah, there's a lot of comments in the chat about whether people like or dislike the palette of this collection. For some of us, they're favorites. For some of us, they're not. I think it's really fun, you know, about the kind of colors that people like or dislike. I love these oranges and these reds like this. I think they're absolutely stunning. So that's Patterson. I'm going to show you these three on the nails because why not? But like I said, I thought I was going to have some dupes for these or something close, but these are pretty unique. They're really, really nice. I love these. I'm going to try and wear both of these this fall, I think, because they're totally my color palette. I think I'm really intrigued by what your thoughts are about how Zoya has done these kind of two smaller palette releases this year. I think it's different from what they usually do. And they did have a regular fall collection this year, so I'm just curious what your thoughts are. It's a lot of colors to put out in a pretty short period of time. So just so curious what your thoughts are. Okay, I just put that base coat on again. And I am going to do these three. We're going to start with Corey, which is the kind of lighter, more orangey one. I'm going to make some space for my fingers here. That's the whole point. Okay. Oh, Helen says she thinks that this should be called the Autumn Leaves palette, and I totally agree. It looks so fall. I think it's really pretty. Fall colors are my favorite, so I don't mind that they released so many fall colors this year at all. Okay, this one has a really nice formula. I mean, I'm unsurprised. All of Zoya's creams have good formulas, but this one feels really nice. That was one coat of Corey. And then I'm going to do a coat of Jackie. And I have not decided what I'm putting on after this as my manicure, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Would love to hear your thoughts. This is going to be one coat of Jackie. Oh my goodness. I love this one. Maybe I'll do Jackie. I love a good brick color. Oh, I remembered. I wanted to show you. Where is it? Okay, I'll show you Pepper when we're done because I wanted to show you Pepper compared to this one because it is that kind of red-orange color. Okay, seeing the first coat of Jackie on the nails, I'm actually curious if Patterson is going to be a little closer. Okay, so someone in the comments says that they like the palettes. They hope there's more palettes coming in the future. And I agree. I think it's a cool way to do collections. But then the next person says, you know, they don't like how close they came out together. And I think that's my complaint as well. I think the palettes are a cool way to do collections. I would love to see like a blues and a greens palette. Oh, what happened? Oh, sorry. I hit something on my camera and it flipped in front. This is the risks of doing a live video, y'all. Alright, so this is, I'm going in for my second coat of Corey. Oh my gosh, I really like this one. I'm adding both of these to my fall rack, which I have done a very bad job of getting through at all. I have so many polishes left on it. Okay, I'm doing my second coat of Jackie. These are kind of messy coats here, friends. I'm at a very funny angle filming these videos always. Okay, and then here is Patterson. So Patterson is definitely like a brighter, kind of more fiery. I called this one a fiery persimmon red when I described it. I love it. I've already worn this one this fall, and I honestly might wear it again. Whereas Jackie is a bit more of like that, you know, kind of brick red. It's got that like darker tone to it. And then obviously Corey has more of that orange. So yeah, that's those three. They're all beautiful, I think. So pretty. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Zoya did just have a sale somewhat recently, and it was like 50% off on treatments, and it included the nail polish remover, the Remove Plus. So I got 2 of the big bottles of that, which I'm very excited about because it's really the only remover that I use. It's what I'm using right now, and so I just stocked up on that. It's very exciting. Okay. Alright, so we've already looked at 3 of the colors in this collection. Oh, I really quick wanted to show you Patterson compared to these. Just so you can see, I'm sorry, not Patterson, Pepper compared to these 2 from the Sunset palette. Just so you can see how it compares, because obviously Pepper is kind of like a brick red from Zoya. So just wanted to show you how different that one is. Very lovely, obviously some of my favorite colors. I guess not obviously, but I'm going to tell you that they're some of my favorite colors. Okay, next up we have 2 browns from Zoya, and the first one is Colin, which I think is beautiful, but, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I think Colin's beautiful, but can we just talk about how this is what Colin says it is on the card, and this is what my bottle looks like? Like at first I thought that maybe I got the wrong bottle, honestly. Because it looks so different, but that's okay. And then this is Dion. So these are the 2 browns. I love a good brown polish. Love, 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 love a good brown polish. I also don't think that I have any dupes for these in my collection. I'm going to bring back the 3 from Cert Colors just to show you because they're kind of brown. So this is Bowery, which is, you know, probably honestly closer to Colin than it was to Jackie or Corey. And then I have Red Hook, which is way too red, and Brownstone, which is, again, just not quite the right undertone here. Even next to Colin, it's not brown enough, I don't think. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad that Pepper was helpful for you. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Pepper a lot. And it stands on its own, fortunately. Okay. I have a bunch of browns, my friends. Hi, Julia. Welcome. And again, I don't think that Zoya has any that match these, which is amazing. So I have some browns in the bottle, and then I just pulled a bunch of other swatch sticks because honestly, I asked for comparison requests on my Instagram stories, and I got literally every brown that Zoya's ever created. I was like, well, I've only got so many fingers, so I can only show you so many. But here is Nissa, which is one that I thought was going to be kind of close, but it's definitely a lot cooler. These are very, very warm browns. And then this is Elaine, which again I thought was going to be warmer or closer, but it makes it look very purple. So Nissa and Elaine, no go. And then I have two lighter ones. So this is Foster and Dia. Foster and Dia. I think maybe I'm saying that wrong. DEA. Again, they have this very pretty, almost like mauve-y undertone in them. So there's maybe more purple in these, and there's more like orange in this undertone. This one that I'm pointing at is Colin. This one is Dion. These are the two new ones in the collection, the Sunset palette. So these two, it makes them look almost mauve-y, so they're not quite right. And then here's a whole bunch of swatch sticks. The one that I thought was going to be closest to Colin is Flowy, but I think it's just a lot more neutral, a lot more kind of butterscotchy. It's not quite as deep and rich and warm as Colin is. So this is Flowy that I'm showing you on the swatch stick here. And then on the darker side, my gosh, I have so many. I have, how can I show you all these? I'm just going to take Flowy out and we're going to slide these all the way over. Here we go. I have Emilia, which is again going to look a bit too cool toned. I have Louise, which looks kind of chocolatey. That one looks closer, but I'll show you it up close and I don't think that it's similar. Mary, which again gets that kind of like purple undertone pulled. And then Foster, which is a newer one, looks close-ish. So I'm going to show you Louise and Foster up close with this because they look closer, but I don't think that when you see them right next to the bottle, you're going to agree. So here's Foster and Louise. I think Foster is a lot lighter. It's almost like a kind of milk chocolate color, like a hot chocolate or something. Whereas Dion is just really, really dark and rich. So I hope that you can see that. And then again, Louise, which is kind of the darker one on the bottom there, is just, it's almost like it has a green undertone comparatively. So it's pretty different. I'm just going to show you these two on the nails because there's just so many here. There's just so many browns. And I looked at all of them and they're all unique, which I think is cool. So I'm going to show you these two just so that you can see them swatched. I'm sure they have a fabulous formula, but worth showing you. And if you have any ideas, I'm looking for some ideas for what I should wear next. So if there's one of these that you really like, feel free to drop that in the comments, in the chat, because I haven't decided what I'm going to wear after I wrap up this video. I'm throwing base coat on. I do agree. Somebody said they feel like it's been a while since we had a collection from Zoya that was so unique, and I totally agree. Totally agree. I think they've really outdone themselves. I do think that, you know, these were kind of holes that were missing in their line for a long time, so it wasn't that hard for them to fill them, honestly. I think they've needed a fall yellow. They've needed some of these like oranges for a long time, so. And I love a good brown polish, so I will not complain about two browns. Okay, here is the first coat of Colin. Here we go. Oh, I like this one. Yep. Like my camera is looking really yellow right now for me. But sometimes it doesn't translate on screen necessarily, so we'll see. All right, I'm gonna do the first coat of Dion. Let me know if you're a brown polish fan. I know it's kind of a divisive color. Some people don't enjoy it, but I just think it's so beautiful. Okay, Dion definitely has a very warm undertone. It's a little bit of a thicker formula maybe, like not hard to work with, but just a little bit thicker than the other ones. Okay, look at those two together. How beautiful is that? I can't get over how pretty that is. I know, Miss Rosie says she wants a brown holographic. She's been saying that to me for how long have I started my channel? I feel like 4 years ago you commented that, yeah. Agreed. I would have loved to see these palettes, but with a little bit of variety and finish, I think. But, you know, I can't complain about a solid cream palette because I do love a good cream palette, obviously. Okay, so that's 2 coats of Colin and 2 coats of Dion. Oh man, these are just so pretty. I mean, fall colors are my colors, y'all. I love these colors so much. So, would highly recommend. I think they're both beautiful. Dion is looking very red in this light right now on camera to me, but no, it's brown. I don't know. I'm just losing my mind here. I think I'm losing my mind. I just want to show you flowy, kind of right next to this. You can see just like how in the bottle you could kind of see how light it was compared to Colin, but I think you can really see how light it is here. It's just so washed out. It doesn't have the same kind of depth that Colin has. All right. Is Dion, okay, somebody said, is Dion similar to Louise? Did I pull? Here's Louise. I think Louise is one of those browns that has kind of like a green undertone. I can't remember if I showed this one before, but I can show you now. It has a little bit of like a green undertone rather than like a red undertone. And I don't mean that with any shade. I think Louise is beautiful. I think it's a really nice brown. But some of them are a little bit more green and some of them are a little bit more red. So here it is next to my nail. I think you can really see the red in Dion on my nails. So I hope that is helpful. All right. Yeah, Dion's really nice. It's very warm, very rich, which I think is nice for people like me who have a little bit more yellow in their skin tone. It definitely looks better on me than those kind of green tone browns, but I know those look really good on other people. So, okay, those were the 5 colors in the Sunset palette. We looked at Honey, and we looked at Corey, and we looked at, where did they go? I already put them on my rack because I want to wear them. We looked at Jackie, and we looked at Corey, and we looked at Colin and Dion, and that was the Sunset palette. I think they're pretty. I really enjoy them. Thank you so much for joining me. I am trying to decide what I'm going to do next weekend for my video. I'm probably going to put up a poll on my community tab with a couple options. So if you want to give input, that poll will probably go up sometime tonight or tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.